K2, I want to transition to college hoops just because you do a ton. And
Basketball.
listen, one of the cool things, you've seen a ton just because you've done so much, but we see football with college football playoffs, and the Big Ten is one, they're representing the last three, and seems to be like this conference shift. You look at the basketball power rankings, and, whether it's Michigan or Purdue or Nebraska or Illinois or Michigan State, we've always kind of liked the Big Ten, but we're like, golly, Michigan State, that was a long time ago. Do you think you'd get to the point of your career where we would be talking about the Big Ten and two of the four major sports?
No, I didn't. And credit to the Big Ten, because remember, 5 years ago, the SEC was running college football. The Big Ten was obsolete. There was no way the Big Ten was going to be able to compete with the powerful SEC in college football. And now the Big Ten has the last three college football champions with three different schools, which I think is the point that people need to really underline. It's not just Ohio State winning three straight. Three different schools winning three championships in football in the Big Ten, and one of them's Indiana, which, again, I get the audience that I'm talking to, and I know so many of you are frustrated by the Indiana championship for a variety of reasons, and believe me, I get it. But it is a credit to the Big Ten. And then basketball, it's always been, over the years, a league that loves football but thrives in basketball, except on the biggest stage. They've not been able to break through that ceiling for a long time. This feels like the year where they might be able to, just by sheer overwhelming people with good, talented teams. I mean, there are those five teams you mentioned are five legit top two seeds in a bracket in the NCAA tournament. I have the Nebraska game tomorrow night, and they're good, and I'm so tired of reading the articles from people going, well, this team's poised to fall apart because look how tough the schedule is. Look what they've done now. Nobody would be saying this if the name on the team was North Carolina as opposed to Nebraska on the resume. So I'm tired of hearing that. My wife is very frustrated with the North Carolina Tar Heels right now.
Me too.
And she said they shouldn't even be ranked. I said, well, they're 22nd. She goes, well, they're terrible.
And they lost to Stanford and Cal in back-to-back games. What are we doing?
Oh, I'm well aware.
Those ACC powers. Although Okoro is pretty sweet though at Stanford.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Stanford and Cal. What are we talking about?
Classic ACC rivalries, Well,
I mean, that's when you get Cal and Virginia Tech together to throw out all the record books. Because I don't think there actually are any records.
There are no record books to throw out.
But this is the week. This is the start of the separation week over the next few weeks in the Big Ten Conference, because you have Nebraska, Washington tomorrow night, and while Washington is not a power, Washington does have some talent. And if Wesley Yates is able to continue to find his way back from health, he's a problem. Steinbach's a problem. They have some players.
Diallo's a problem.
Diallo's a problem. They have players. So don't sleep on that Washington team tomorrow night, Nebraska fans. They're capable of beating you. They are. I'm not saying they're going to. I'm saying they're capable of it. And I know Fred Hoiberg and Coach Lenzer and all the guys down there are well aware of that, believe me. And then Saturday, I have Purdue, Illinois, Purdue hosting the Illini at Mackey on Saturday afternoon, which I think is just a phenomenal matchup. But again, that's the start of the separation, because everybody's going to start playing each other now over these next few weeks. We've all seen Nebraska's schedule coming up, and it is challenging, but you're going to go and have to play. Everybody's going to have to play some of these games now, and this is where we're really going to start to see who starts to separate themselves in this league. This is the next best part right now. You get college football done, and now you really get to dial in on basketball, and there's some really good games to dial in on this week.
I'm already falling on the sword before you slit my throat with this next comment. I'm just going to go ahead and get this out here that 3 out of the last 4 years, I've been like honking for Illinois in the tournament. I'm the old lookout, and they're talented, and blah, blah, blah. Would you talk me off of that this year, or would you be like, go ahead and bleed out?
No. Well, I mean, I might want you to bleed out, but that's for different reasons. No, I'm kidding. I love Damon Benning. I don't want him to bleed out. I would staunch the bleeding if it were happening. I would staunch it, and then I would take him to a hospital, and I would nurse him back to health, tied to a bed like a movie, and it'd be great. But anyway, I do believe in Illinois. I believe their size is going to be a problem, and their positional sort of their lack of positional awareness is a problem. If that's not the right way to put it, but this is a positionless basketball team. They have a lot of big guys who play a lot of different roles. They have big guys who can bring the ball up. They have big guys who can play in the post, but they play at a very European style because half of this team is from the Balkans. So that's a very European style. And I think it's a style that fits Brad Underwood. They're defending a little bit better. They're not great defensively, but the whole key to this Balkanized team is a freshman that was off everybody's radar in Keaton Wagler. This kid is phenomenal. He is smart. He can shoot it. He can handle it. His growth, if you haven't watched him or Illinois since they played Nebraska in the early portion of the season, you should watch again. The steps he's taken, oh man, they are so fun to watch. That's going to be a really interesting game against Purdue because they're going to pull Purdue's big guys out on the perimeter a little bit more than maybe Trey Kaufman-Renn and Jacobson want to play. And then you've got Braden Smith who's going to be able to weave around some of those bigger guys. This is fun on Saturday. That's one to kind of bookmark for your weekend plans. It's a 2:00 game on Fox on Saturday. Shameless plug, and I think it's one worth watching if you like Big Ten basketball.
Last couple of minutes here, Kevin. Let me go. Do you believe in Iowa?
You know what? I believe in their style. I don't know if they have enough.
Indiana was impressive. That got my eye.
That's a good win. And look, D-Rock's got some ups and downs that he's going through right now with Indiana. The good news is they're a football school, so they're probably not even going to really pay attention to the struggles in the first year. I say this half kidding and half not, of all of the first-year coaches that Indiana has had over the last decade and a half, he's got the easiest road because the pressure is not quite the same through the first few months of the season while they try to figure each other out. I mean, you had football, and football captivated that entire community. And now they're going to start dialing in on basketball. So for Indiana, they're hoping to get it going. But that was a good win. And Iowa had been struggling a little bit. The question that I'm going to have with Iowa as the season goes on is when people figure out how to slow down Bennett Sturts, who else is the guy do you lean on? Is it Tavion Banks? Is it Cam Manyow inside? Do you have enough offensive weapons for a team that doesn't necessarily need a lot because of the style they play? It's a slow style. It's a deliberate offense, 63 possessions per 40 minutes, which is the second lowest in all major conference basketball. So they're grinding you out, and they're trying to make you impatient, and they're going to play a deliberate style. They have a lot of points off the bench, but it's from a variety of different players who chip in 5, 6, and 7. If you don't get Sturts going, do you have enough to win with that style? In some games, absolutely you do. They play Rutgers tonight. That's going to be a problem for Rutgers because Rutgers really struggles to score, and Iowa really makes it hard
coming off
to
of
score.
Maryland. Yeesh.
Yeah.
I ain't quite just scored again.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I mean, Rutgers has had issues, and I had them a week and a half ago at Illinois, and Illinois ended the first half on a 20-0 run, and it was 43-17 at halftime. So we talked a lot of knitting and various forms of cooking in the second half because there wasn't much else to talk about. But they've got a couple of players who can maybe cause some problems. I just think the style Iowa plays is a very different style than you're going to see from most teams, and it's going to take a little time to adjust to that style. You know, it's the old adage, can you speed a team up or can you slow a team down, and what's easier to do? Well, Iowa and Ben McCollum's had a lot of success slowing teams down over the years, and there's no reason to think that can't work at Iowa. It's just so different to see. You know, Fran McCaffrey's teams would just be like, hurry, get the ball in the net so we can run down and score again. And this is completely the opposite. This is just a deliberate, grind it out. We're going to force turnovers. We're going to play slow. We're going to get, a good shot, and then we're going to move on. So I'm anxious to see as they develop. It's again sort of the Indiana style of football. He brought over a lot of guys he had that know his system and then can immediately start to teach his culture to everybody else.
That is Kevin Kugler. Kevin, appreciate the time as always, although it's a little more hostile today than maybe normal.
There's no hostility. There's nothing but love. Nothing but love. The Niners have a bright future ahead. And the Steelers are looking for a coach, and
I think Flores he's in town today, but I think McCarthy's tomorrow. So
DB's
McCarthy
really pulling
sounds
for
like
McCarthy.
he's the front. He might be the front runner,
Knock
and then
it
you
off.
and Aaron Rodgers could be the guy who'd come back for one more year for a reunion with his coach, and you could resurrect the 90s and 2000s Packers with the Steelers. You're excited about this.
You love making fun of me, so I'm going to give you one more easy.
Making fun of. I'm
going to give you one more
bolstering
easy
the
one.
Steelers. Go Steelers.
Do you know what I'm kind of hoping for, given the quarterback market? This is
How
how
bad it is, K2.
I'm like hoping somehow Kyler Murray can get to Pittsburgh. He laughs.
I'm laughing at the notion of somehow could get there. If you'd call Arizona up and make an offer, I bet you could figure out a way to get it done.
Well,
I think the phone is working down there, so you can get that done.
Wow.
Kevin, just be glad that you don't have to pay $60 million a year for Kyle Tucker.
No, exactly. Well,
first half Cubs, Kyle Tucker was pretty good.
They won't have to pay that in 2027 or 2028 because the Dodgers' greed and overusage of the system will have shut down the sport that we know. So in 2027, we can all just sit around and play simulated baseball games on the computer. It'll be a lot more fun anyway. I can call Damon and go, "Oh, Damon, good news. My computer, Kyle Tucker, just sprained his hammy again. He's out for another month. Dodgers are 40 below 500, buddy."
Oh, Adrian Viala.
It'll be great. It'll be like during COVID when everybody was watching the KBO.
It will be. It'll be the Rocketon Monkeys. Except maybe that's what we'll do again. We'll get a KBO league going, and you guys can have a whole crowd at the Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill watching Korean baseball at 5 in the morning. This is the future, and we can all thank Damon as we're sitting there watching the Rocketon Monkeys going, "What are we doing, Damon? Why are we doing this? I already watched the Rocketon Monkeys. I don't want to do it again."
That is the one and only Kevin Kugler.
Wow.
We appreciate it.
You
always,
outdid
man.
yourself, K2. Well done.
All right, and go Monkeys. I'll see you later.